eagerly absorb curriculum, and immerse themselves in individual placements at host companies and organizations in 20 cities across the United States.
So it doesn't end when the airplane takes them home. They need to remember that.
The YLAI Professional Fellows Program is a fully funded fellowship for entrepreneurs and innovative leaders from Latin America and the Caribbean. YLAI empowers them to strengthen their capacity to launch and advance their entrepreneurial ideas and effectively contribute to social and economic development in their communities. The 2018 YLAI experience includes a 4-week professional fellowship with a host organization in the U.S. in your field of expertise. YLAI professional fellows gain valuable development skills and work jointly on an action plan. A 2-day conference and networking event in Washington, D.C. with top U.S. government officials as well as global public, private, and nonprofit leaders. The YLAI Entrepreneurship Institute, which allows you to expand your leadership, entrepreneurial and management skills, and knowledge online and in person. As a YLAI alum, you will have access to ongoing professional development opportunities, mentorship, networking, and alumni activities.
YLAI provides a wonderful opportunity for like-minded individuals to come together, to innovate, to create, and to solve key issues.
It throws us into the real world with some great organizations that give us those simple tips that can help us to step forward and out of our comfort zone toward achieving what is our passion for a business.
I have learned how to work with different people from all different countries and how important it is to keep your mind open in order to see different possibilities.
The best moment of my fellowship was when I had the opportunity to go to Oklahoma City and I was able to shadow a producer on an actual movie set. And I had never been on an actual movie set, so I learned so much by just interacting with the people that were there and just by observing everything that was going on.
YLAI means that we are surrounded by very, very talented people that want to share information, that wants to share knowledge.
It's been amazing connecting with fellow peers and understanding how entrepreneurship is starting to shape the world.
To be considered for the YLAI Professional Fellows Program, you must be a citizen and resident of Latin America and the Caribbean, between the ages of 25 and 35, eligible to receive a U.S. J-1 visa, proficient in reading, writing, and speaking English, and have a demonstrated track record of successfully growing their own business or social venture for at least 2 years. To see all the requirements, visit ylai.state.gov/fellowship.
I think this program gives you all the tools and all the opportunities for you to achieve your goals.
Entrepreneurs in Latin America and the Caribbean should definitely apply because it helps you to focus on your business so much more.
Young entrepreneurs from Latin America and the Caribbean should apply to YLAI because it will allow them to connect with fellow peers, develop their business models, and understand how to further advance their businesses.
Greetings, YLAIers. I'm so excited to meet all of you, and I'm just pumped that you got the experience to be part of this particular program. My name is Cam Hauser, and I'm the founder
and Chief Innovation Officer of an organization called 3-Day Startup. In addition to that, I'm a graduate of the MBA program at the University of Texas, and I actually teach entrepreneurship at the University of Texas as a professor as well. So some quick backstory on who 3-Day Startup is and what they do. We activate entrepreneurial potential of students of all kinds through experiential learning and a globally connected ecosystem. What that means is that we think that the best way to learn entrepreneurship and grow your business is through hands-on learning and doing it in a globally connected context with a network of
We are so delighted to support your talent, to encourage your growth, and to expand your horizons through the YLAI program.
We want you all to be amazing entrepreneurs creating big impact in your communities.
You are individuals who really want to make a difference in your countries and in the world. You are the change makers.
I want you to be bold, be open, and be brave.
YLAI Professional Fellows are part of a vibrant community of young women and men who stand out for their tenacity, creativity, and proven commitment to building stronger, more prosperous, and more inclusive communities in their home countries and in the region.
Being involved with so many young entrepreneurs within the region, I see an opportunity to learn from everyone.
Inspiration is a special word for us because we always are trying to find a person, a company, something to take a reference. I think when I come back to Brazil, I try to transform inspiration in action.
So one of the things that I want to do is be able to take all of the information that I learn here and apply it to my business home, apply it to other businesses, apply it to a lot of the organizations that we work with.
If you want a change, sometimes you have to start the change.
Really thankful for this opportunity, and I know I will develop and grow from it.
The YLAI 2018 cohort represents the talent, diversity, and overwhelming potential of our hemisphere's young leaders who, over the course of their 5-week program, heard from experts in their industries, eagerly absorbed targeted curriculum, and immersed themselves in individual placements at host companies and organizations in 20 cities across the United States.
So it doesn't end when the airplane takes them home. They need to remember that.
The YLAI Professional Fellows Program is a fully funded fellowship for entrepreneurs and innovative leaders from Latin America and the Caribbean. YLAI empowers them to strengthen their capacity to launch and advance their entrepreneurial ideas and effectively contribute to social and economic development in their communities. The 2018 YLAI experience includes a 4-week professional fellowship with a host organization in the U.S. in your field of expertise. YLAI Professional Fellows gain valuable development skills and work jointly on an action plan. A 2-day conference and networking event in Washington, D.C. with top U.S. government officials as well as global public, private, and nonprofit leaders. The YLAI Entrepreneurship Institute, which allows you to expand your leadership, entrepreneurial and management skills, and knowledge online and in person. As a YLAI alum, you will have access to ongoing professional development opportunities, mentorship, networking, and alumni activities.
YLAI provides a wonderful opportunity for like-minded individuals to come together, to innovate, to create, and to solve key issues.
Throws us into the real world with some great organizations that give us step forward and out of our comfort zone toward achieving what is our passion for a business.
I have learned how to work with different people from all different countries and how important it is to keep your mind open in order to see different possibilities.
The best moment of my fellowship was when I had the opportunity to go to Oklahoma City and I was able to shadow a producer on an actual movie set. And I had never been on an actual movie set, so I learned so much by just interacting with the people that were there and just by observing everything that was going on.
YLAI means that we are surrounded by very, very talented people that want to share information, that wants to share knowledge.
It's been amazing connecting with fellow peers and understanding how entrepreneurship is starting to shape the world.
To be considered for the YLAI Professional Fellows Program, you must be a citizen and resident of Latin America and the Caribbean between the ages of 25 and 35. Eligible to receive a U.S. J-1 visa, proficient in reading, writing, and speaking English, and have a demonstrated track record of successfully growing their own business or social venture for at least 2 years. To see all the requirements, visit ylai.state.gov/fellowship.
I think this program gives you all the tools and all the opportunities for you to achieve your goals.
Entrepreneurs in Latin America and the Caribbean should definitely apply because it helps you to focus on your business so much more.
Young entrepreneurs from Latin America and the Caribbean should apply to YLAI because it will allow them to connect with fellow peers, develop their business models, and understand how to further advance their businesses.
Other people. And that's what a lot of 3-Day Startup has been building over the last 10 years. Now, we do this at campus communities and with different organizations all over the world. We've been at institutions such as MIT, Harvard, Stanford. We've been at smaller schools from Bangkok to Bogota. And in fact,
We are so delighted to support your talent, to encourage your growth, and to expand your horizons through the YLAI program.
We want you all to be amazing entrepreneurs creating big impact in your communities.
You are individuals who really want to make a difference in your countries and in the world. You are the change makers.
I want you to be bold, be open, and be brave.
YLAI Professional Fellows are part of a vibrant community of young women and men who stand out for their tenacity, creativity, and proven commitment to building stronger, more prosperous, and more inclusive communities in their home countries and in the region.
Being involved with so many young entrepreneurs within the region, I see an opportunity to learn from everyone.
Inspiration is a special word for us because we always are trying to find a person, a company, something to take a reference. I think when I come back to Brazil, I try to transform inspiration in action.
So one of the things that I want to do is be able to take all of the information that I learn here and apply it to my business home, apply it to other businesses, apply it to a lot of the organizations that we work with.
If you want a change, sometimes you have to start the change.
Really thankful for this opportunity, and I know I will develop and grow from it.
The YLAI 2018 cohort represents the talent, diversity, and overwhelming potential of our hemisphere's young leaders who, over the course of their 5-week program, heard from experts in their industries, eagerly absorbed targeted curriculum, and immersed themselves in individual placements at host companies and organizations in 20 cities across the United States.
So it doesn't end when the airplane takes them home. They need to remember that.
YLAI Professional Fellows Program is a fully funded fellowship for entrepreneurs and innovative leaders from Latin America and the Caribbean. YLAI empowers them to strengthen their capacity to launch and advance their entrepreneurial ideas and effectively contribute to social and economic development in their communities. The 2018 YLAI experience includes a 4-week professional fellowship with a host organization in the U.S. in your field of expertise. YLAI professional fellows gain valuable development skills and work jointly on an action plan. A 2-day conference and networking event in Washington, D.C. with top U.S. government officials as well as global public, private, and nonprofit leaders. The YLAI Entrepreneurship Institute, which allows you to expand your leadership, entrepreneurial and management skills, and knowledge online and in person. As a YLAI alum, you will have access to ongoing professional development opportunities, mentorship, networking, and alumni activities.
YLAI provides a wonderful opportunity for like-minded individuals to come together, to innovate, to create, and to solve key issues.
Throws us into the real world with some great organizations that give us those simple tips that can help us to step forward and out of our comfort zone toward achieving what is our passion for a business.
I have learned how to work with different people from all different countries and how important it is to keep your mind open in order to see different possibilities.
The best moment of my fellowship was when I had the opportunity to go to Oklahoma City and I was able to shadow a producer on an actual movie set. And I had never been on an actual movie set, so I learned so much by just interacting with the people that were there and just by observing everything that was going on.
YLAI means that we are surrounded by very, very talented people that want to share information, that wants to share knowledge.
It's been amazing connecting with fellow peers and understanding how entrepreneurship is starting to shape the world.
To be considered for the YLAI Professional Fellows Program, you must be a citizen and resident of Latin America and the Caribbean between the ages of 25 and 35, eligible to receive a U.S. J-1 visa, proficient in reading, writing, and speaking English, and have a demonstrated track record of successfully growing their own business or social venture for at least 2 years. To see all the requirements, visit ylai.state.gov/fellowship.
I think this program gives you all the tools and all the opportunities for you to achieve your goals.
Entrepreneurs in Latin America and the Caribbean should definitely apply because it helps you to focus on your business so much more.
Young entrepreneurs from Latin America and the Caribbean should apply to YLAI because it will allow them to connect with fellow peers, develop their business models, and understand how to further advance their businesses.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out to Startup Huddle. This is the YLAI 2023 edition. Today is Thursday, the 25th of November, the year of the Lord 2021. And I just want to say thank you once again for coming out, supporting our entrepreneurs this evening and lending your support and your feedback so we can celebrate them and help them turn their ideas into successful businesses. All right. So tonight, the agenda is very simple. We are going to have an awesome presentation by a great startup, the Tree Shop Shrubbery, and entrepreneur Kessa is going to tell you all about that. And in addition to the tea shop Shrubbery, we're going to also have a special guest, Sean Mail. He's a YLAI alumnus from 2018. My name is Elijah James, and I am actually also a YLAI alumnus from 2017. And we're going to be sharing with you some tips and feedbacks and how you can make successful applications to the YLAI program that is currently ongoing. Applications are open until the December the 1st. And we want to ensure that all Antiguans and Barbudan entrepreneurs who are eligible will have the opportunity to apply, become successful, and gain a lot of the benefits that we were able to be exposed to as up-and-coming entrepreneurs ourselves. So once again, I want to say thank you for joining us this evening. You have been all allowed to unmute and chat if as needed. We ask that if you have any questions and feedback for our entrepreneur this evening, that you be respectful, of course, and share some constructive criticism so that the She Shop Shrubbery can be one of the successful businesses that we can celebrate right here in Antigua and Barbuda. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat at the Q&A. And tonight, Kessa, welcome. We are going to give you 20 minutes to present your business to the audience, and then you will have 5-10 minutes, and you can choose to mix it up if you wish, where you'll be able to field questions from the audience. And I know you have a little treat in store for the audience tonight as well. So I'm not going to spoil it for them. I'm going to leave it all up to you. So I'm going to put you on a timer, and then you can let me know if you can share your screen.
Let me just double check.
Let me know if you can share your screen.
Share screen.
I'll stop sharing just in case if that helps.
Can you see? Choose to share, yes. Share.
Are you able to share screen? You're sharing the wrong screen. You're sharing your stuff. Wow, there we go. Awesome sauce. All right, so I'm going to put you on the timer. And I want to reiterate once again for everyone who's just joining us, Startup Huddle is an initiative of the Global Entrepreneurship Network, Gen Global. And the primary mission of events like Startup Huddle is to help build stronger communities by helping entrepreneurs to be better at what they do and providing them with support and feedback in that way. Some of our partners are the GARD Center, the U.S. Embassy Bridgetown, the local app, Circle, and quite a few other partners who are part of Startup Huddle, AnTEAguan Barbuda, and of course you. And so every month we give entrepreneurs, whether they just have an idea or they have an existing business, they get the opportunity to pitch their idea to our audience at Startup Huddle, AnTEAguan Barbuda, and we provide them with feedback. And we also provide and share opportunities like we're going to be doing this evening about the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative Program, Fellowship Program 2023 YLAI. And so, Kessa, I'm getting you on the clock.
Thank you.
You have 20 minutes to present to the audience, and then we will field questions afterwards to hear about your business, offer any ideas that you may need, or any feedback. So your time starts as soon as you begin.
Thank you, Elijah. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kessa Lake. I am the manager of the Tea Shop Shrubbery. The Tea Shop Shrubbery is a local bush tea service business selling hot and iced local bush tea. We offer 14 varieties of tea to include fever grass, mint, ginger, turmeric, eucalyptus, vervine, and butterfly pea flower. These varieties are all great on their own, and they're also flavorful in any combination you can think of. Currently, the Tea Shop Shrubbery is a small-scale business serving tea twice weekly to basically about a dozen of my co-workers. However, we are currently seeking funding through sponsorship or investment so that we may expand by creating a tea garden and a tea shop in my yard space, which will be open to the general public. We also hope to expand services to include catering to business meetings and conferences, retreats, church events, and tea parties. At the moment, the team consists of myself as public relations and accounting figure, and my husband as silent partner, joint accounting figure, gardener, and advisor based on his extensive knowledge of local tea bushes. Having grown up with bush tea as part of everyday life, I naturally developed a deep appreciation for its properties, the flavor, the color, and its healing abilities. I've often heard many Antiguans in general, and specifically my co-workers, discuss their love of bush tea, the ailments that can be treated by it, and their inability to source one tea bush or the other. During the lockdown in March 2020, I was faced with the reality that one or both of the breadwinners in my household might be out of a job as a result of the pandemic. One morning while listening to the ABS News broadcast, I heard a news item regarding entrepreneurship. I was sipping a cup of fever grass tea at the time, and the idea came to me just as I swallowed. I thought I had a good variety of tea bushes in my yard. I had a love for tea. I had a passion for customer service. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and the interest for local bush tea was there. This was the opportunity that I was looking for to supplement my income and, if necessary, become my main source of income. So I set out with the help of my husband to bring my business idea to life. My initial marketing took the form of flyers which I distributed to my co-workers who were only eager to support. They loved the idea of having the convenience of being served their favorite bush tea when they arrived at work, as opposed to having to find the time in the hustle of the morning to prepare it themselves. They also liked knowing that if they felt sick and needed tea, or they just felt the desire for a smooth cup of tea, they knew exactly where to go. I was a mere stone's throw away with a hot cup of tea at the ready. Currently, I offer my co-workers hot bush tea twice a week in the mornings at my place of employment. There are 3 cup sizes. These small cups are 8 ounces for $3.50. The medium cups are 12 ounces for $5, and the large cups are 16 ounces for $6.50. The tea shop Shrubbery recently launched our cold beverage line called Lemon Coolers, which are tea-infused lemon-based drinks. These offer a healthy alternative to the caffeinated sugary drinks that we so love. We have 4 flavors currently: fever grass, mint, butterfly pea flower, and turmeric. These are bottled using recyclable plastic bottles. Yes, we are an environmentally friendly business. And these are available in 4 sizes, namely the 13 ounce, which is for $6, the 16 ounce, which is for $7, the 1.5 liter, which is $23, and the 5 liter, which is $75. That's a big seller during Christmas. I must say, though, that the sales of the lemon coolers have so far exceeded our expectations. So, as a treat tonight, the first person to guess which flavor is the best seller will win a 13-ounce bottle of that flavor. Direct competitors of the tea shop Shrubbery include Paddling Duck, King Test Teas, and Vintage Tea House. And indirect competitors include supermarkets which sell the dried local bush tea products and restaurants which offer local bush tea as part of their menu. I do believe, though, that my competitive advantage lies in the fact that I'm offering a unique combination of local tea beverages and products. And I also take pride in the customer service charm that I naturally exude while serving my customers. With the planned expansion, the tea shop Shrubbery aims to offer dried bush tea blends called AnTEAguan blends. And we also aim to cater local bush tea beverages and small pastry delights to meetings, conferences, and other corporate events. Another component of the planned expansion is the construction of a small tea shop which will offer the unique mix of local bush tea beverages, hot and cold, and tea sets or tea accessories for purchase within a serene garden setting of homely surroundings to enjoy while sipping one's favorite bush tea. Within the next 6 months, we will be launching our dried bush tea blends, AnTEAguan blends. And within the next 12 months, we hope to source funding so that we may construct a small tea shop at our place of residence. The grand opening of that shop will be in the form of a Taste the Tea event where persons can taste hot teas and our popular lemon coolers, as well as purchase AnTEAguan blends and other local and international tea and tea blends. The grand opening will be the perfect opportunity to introduce our customers to the serene setting of our local tea garden. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you all for listening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. And also remember that the first person to guess the best seller flavor will get a 13-ounce bottle of that flavor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kessa. No, am I eligible to enter as well or no?
Well, you are, because you don't know the flavor. So yeah, you're free to enter.
I won't jump in on that too much. But thank you so much. You've actually took 7 minutes and 40 seconds for your presentation. So you've done extremely well on your time. So I see that there's already a question on the floor about what are the flavors again. So let's start off by answering that question first. What are the flavors again? And I guess we will see the first person that answers, I guess, in the chat, so that we don't have everybody talking at the same time, and then the chat will allow me to ensure that I can see who's the first person, because they're going to be the first person to reply in the chat. So share with them again what are the flavors that are again available, and let's see who can guess which one of those flavors are, or is the most popular flavor. You want to say them out again?
Sure. 1 second. There we go.
Okay. You want to reshare your screen again? Okay. So the first person in the chat that can guess which one of these flavors from Kessa is the best seller will win a 13-ounce, and I stand corrected, 13-ounce of that flavor. So the chat is hot, people. Let's hear it. Nathaniel has answered fever grass. Who's up next? Charmaine says fever grass. Butterfly pea flower from Simone. You're laughing like you're not even close. Don't say anything. You just let me know when you're being in the chat. Come on, people. If the answer that you gave isn't the answer because she hasn't recognized it yet, try another one. Try your luck. Let's hear from some other people who are in the chat. Come on. Which one of these
the answer is there, but I'm waiting to see if anybody else would be.
Eucalyptus. Oh, the answer is there. Okay, so you're gonna put them out of their misery, or?
Yes, it was Simone. It's the butterfly pea flower.
Woo! Congratulations, Simone. Woohoo! Congratulations.
The grass, though, is the second best seller.
Which one? The fever grass is the second best seller.
Yep.
Okay. So close, Nathaniel and Charmaine. So close. So thank you for that. That's a great incentive to offer to the teams in terms of guessing which one of these are your best sellers. No, we would love to be able to take some questions from the floor. So entrepreneurs and audience members, please feel free if you have any questions for our entrepreneur, Kessa Lake of the tea shop Shrubbery. If you have any questions regarding her startup, please let us know. We're going to be having a session in just a minute with our very own Sean Mail regarding the YLAI program. But we're going to focus in on the tea shop Shrubbery. Do you have any questions? Please raise your hand, or you can paste in the chat and I will answer it for you. So I see a hand raised. I see 2 hands raised. So let's go with Simone first. Go right ahead. You are a lucky winner, and I'm going to ask you your first question. Go right ahead.
Okay. So my question is, I realize it's a tea that we eventually would have to go to, seeing as you're doing it presently at work. Now, a place like hospital or other work offices that open like from 7:38, that will have people that will be going to work without the tea. Do you have any plans of saying, well, have another branch close to Townside, or make relationships with someone in a particular workplace to get them to sell your tea for you there? Or is it mainly now about getting to the tea and not the tea reaching out?
That would be an expansion plan as well, beyond my 12-month mark. I want to be able to reach out to the hospital, as you said, as well as a couple of other businesses and hotels to form a kind of partnership relationship where we can get a certain amount of tea to them in the early morning, and it will be ready for whoever is rolling in at 7:30 to purchase. That's a long-term plan, though.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Nathaniel, your hand is up. You're up next. Please free to unmute and ask your question.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes, good night, Kessa. Great pitch.
Thank you.
I wish it was Fever Grass was the best seller, but my question is really what is the most effective marketing strategy for your business, if you don't mind saying?
Right now, that is a great question. Right now, I am using Facebook, and that has generated quite a bit of buzz. So I would say that that's my best mode of marketing. My second best would be WhatsApp, but that would be more so for my coworkers. I normally send out, little reminders the day before the tea is being served to let them know that I'm going to be having tea tomorrow, and I usually get my orders that way, so I know exactly who I'm serving in the mornings. And then, of course, I still have walk-ins, but that's great. So, yeah, I would say Facebook, and second best would be WhatsApp.
All right, thank you very much for that. Charmaine has her hand up. Charmaine, you're up next. Go right ahead.
Hi, good night, everyone. First, I would like to say congratulations to Kessa. Awesome idea. And as a country girl, of course, you know I love bush tea. In fact, my children really don't even drink milk tea anymore. We just do the bush blends in the morning. So it's great to know that there are so many varieties available that we can access to. So you can be sure that we'll be patronizing you sometime soon. I have more of a, what would I say? Maybe a recommend or suggestion. Especially for my children, I think they would like something like a frozen treat or frozen tea. Like, can you put that in like a popsicle form? Your tea's in a popsicle form?
My daughter, she's 9, Trudy, she came up with the idea, actually, the exact same idea. She said she wanted to name it a teasicle.
All right.
Trudy.
That's interesting.
So yes, that's in the pipelines as well. Once we start the shop, then all these things are gonna just start rolling. I have so many other ideas. The teasicle is one of them, that once we get the shop up and running, we will start to really put out all these other tea products.
Awesome. And if you don't mind me asking a follow-up one, I think perhaps that's what you alluded to in your 6-month plan, but you can correct me here. Did you mention that you were desirous of doing tea bags?
That is correct. I'm actually in the testing phase at the moment. I have quite a few blends that I want to combine and just test out before I roll out that part of my plan.
Awesome. Awesome. Again, congratulations to you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Charmaine. Now, there was a similar question from Therese, who asked, good night, do you have plans of making or creating tea bags with your local tea bushes? Are you considering doing blends, or do you do blends of teas from your list? Because I know you had several options there. So I just don't know if you're thinking about doing blends at all.
Yeah, I actually do blends with the hot tea at work. I've tried a couple of blends with mint. Ginger mint is a favorite, and turmeric and mint is also a good one. But that's for the hot tea. The blends now, the dried blends, I actually have plans to blend fever grass and 2 flowers, which would be hibiscus and butterfly pea. And I also want to put in dried orange peel, kind of mix things up. I do have plans for different blends in the pipelines.
Okay, awesome. So now I have a couple of other questions for you. If there's no one, there's a new person that joined the room. Welcome to Startup Huddle. We are having an awesome interaction and discussion with entrepreneur Kessa Lake of the tea Shrubbery. I'm going to bite my tongue saying that, kind of saying Shrubbery. And Kessa does an awesome job of providing her clients with awesome blend of bush teas and also refreshing drinks, a new product line that she's also launched as well. And we just learned, we had someone who was a lucky winner of a 13-ounce bottle of one of those. The best-selling tea was Butterfly Pea Flower. And so definitely need to check out the tea shop Shrubbery if you want to get yourself some awesome tea or refreshing tea blends. Now, I have a really interesting question. Of course, being a startup, you thought about how you got your inspiration. And most entrepreneurs find it very difficult being able to move from idea to actual implementation. What would you consider to be your most challenging obstacle that you had since getting the idea together for the tea shop Shrubbery? And how did you kind of overcome it? Or is it still something that you're trying to overcome? And maybe someone within the audience can offer you some suggestions on this challenge, or challenges if you have more than one.
My most, let's see, I would say funding. When I started, I actually started with just testing out. There were some workmen working outside on the road, some public works men. They were my guinea pigs at the time. And even then, I kind of had to scrape together to put together the cups and so on to just kind of get that out to them. But then the funding that I do get from sales, I just reinvest it. And that's really what's driving the business at the moment. But in terms of expansion, definitely I would need more funding to get that, how you put it, that leg up, so to speak. So yeah, funding is the greatest challenge.
Okay, thank you for that. Are there any follow-up questions from the audience? We have about 2 more minutes before we move on to the next segment. And just want to say again, of course, thank you so much to Kessa Lake for sharing her startup. I see Simone made a note for you. Great presentation, Kessa. I know you were a bit nervous, and it looks like you have delivered on your presentation despite it all.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I have another question for you. Now, we spoke about your challenges. Let's talk about where do you see opportunities for the tea shop Shrubbery? Have you thought about, I know you're still trying to get your foot kind of grounded here, how do you see yourself being able to expand beyond just you? If you have a greater demand for customers asking, are you forming partnerships, for example, with other businesses so that you can kind of scale or expand and serve more customers and generate more sales? What are you doing in that regard in terms of being able to grow outside of your workspace presently?
Presently, I have 2 unofficial partners who market and sell the lemon coolers. There's Akima Azil. She's the owner of Kim's, which is a subs restaurant to the east of Princess Margaret School. And Michelle Longford, who owns Butterfly Lashes Antigua. She's in the Wintops. That's a butterfly. That's a eyelash, eyelash spa, so to speak. So she also sells the lemon coolers. And otherwise, I plan to partner with Vivian Richards, who owns and operates Island Flavors. That's another drink, but that's a milk-based drink, vegetable and milk-based drink. And beyond that, I would say I want to approach the 3 major supermarkets. But that would be once I have the means to support larger production in place.
Okay, thank you for that. And so we're just getting up to your time right now. So I would love for you to be able to share with everyone, first and foremost, how can they get in contact with the tea shop Shrubbery? And is there any advice that you would like to give to any other up-and-coming entrepreneurs who are thinking about getting a business started and that could help them on the path to success? Or if there's anything that you'd like from us as a community here in AnTEAguan and Barbuda or at the Startup Huddle to help you to be successful. So I don't know if you want to reshare your screen with your contact information, if that would help.
Okay. Ooh, sorry.
Able to share?
Yes.
Okay.
Share. Okay, so, well, as you see here, I have 2 numbers, 720-5085 and 775-5085. You can also email me at theteashopshrubbery, all one word, @gmail.com. You can find me in Painters at the corner of Guava Lane and Gilbert Drive. Or you can also find me on Facebook, the Tea Shop Shrubbery, or on Instagram at tea_shop_shrubbery.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there any advice you want to leave with any up-and-coming entrepreneurs in terms of getting the ball going, in terms of getting their ideas off the ground or deciding to go into business?
I want to say that when I started, and actually it happens frequently enough, when I started, the thought came to mind. It actually was just a voice in my head that said, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So gather whatever little resources you have and find a creative way to make that work for you. But you have to start somewhere. And each time I come up with an idea, I can actually say, I can just wait for that prompt, because that voice in my head will come, you have to start somewhere, and then the creativity starts to flow from there. So my biggest takeaway for everybody would be, you have to start somewhere.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kessa. Kessa Lake, that was our entrepreneur for this evening. The Tea Shop Shrubbery. That was Kessa unveiling a line of awesome hot teas and refreshing beverages for you to enjoy that is created and made right here in Antigua and Barbuda. Thank you so much once again, Kessa. All right, so we are moving on to the next segment. There is an exciting opportunity that is available for entrepreneurs right here in Antigua and Barbuda and across the Caribbean, Latin America, and it's the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative Program, YLAI. And it's a program that's being offered by the U.S. State Department through their U.S. Embassy Bridgetown in Barbados that serves our region. And the IREX Foundation is responsible for rolling out the 2023 fellowship program. And so this evening we have with us a YLAI alumni, which is Sean Mail, and he's here to provide you with some awesome tips on how to apply successfully for YLAI. I can tell you, having had the opportunity to participate in the YLAI program last year, in terms of the judging segment, we would love to see a lot more Antiguans and Barbudans take advantage of the YLAI program. Sean is the co-founder of Trek Tours, an adventure. Well, I'll let him introduce the company for you. But he, as you can see right here in his pitch presentation, being a part of the YLAI and making it into the pitch competition was a very exciting journey. As an entrepreneur, you have to know your business inside and out to be able to talk about it on any given day and at any given time. And like Sean, I am a YLAI 2017 alumnus. I had an opportunity to be a part of this program, and I can say that the program has been tremendously wonderful, not just for the time that we spent there during 2017, but it continues to be a part of my life to this very day. And as such, so we want to share with each and every one of you and everyone who's listening any tips on how to apply to YLAI and to become successful. Every year, the program itself has thousands of applicants from across the Caribbean region and Latin America. And while there are spots that are normally reserved for each country itself, someone has to apply. We need people from Antigua and Barbuda to apply. This is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs. They normally try to select at least 2 persons per country, and there's only 250 out of the thousands that apply every single year that make it across the cut. There's no guarantees, and so we want to ensure that you have all the tips that you need to be able to make sure that your application can be competitive and successful. And so without further ado, I will turn the floor over to you, Sean. Welcome to the Startup Huddle Antigua Barbuda, and we would love to engage a little bit more on YLAI and how we can have some successful applicants.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Elijah. Do I need video or not? I mean, I'm dressed appropriately.
That's really up to you. But what I'll do, I can share the flyer for YLAI and just share some of the brochures and flyers that are talking about the program itself.
Okay.
While you're speaking, and then we'll open the floor for any questions from the audience. They're able to unmute. We just ask that you put your questions in the chat. If you have any questions or if you want to ask a question live, just raise your hand and we will have some order being able to unmute.
Okay. I wanted to be a little bit more practical. Well, no, just to show people what the actual application looks like, so that, you know, so if I could share my screen.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I had the opportunity. All right, great. All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Mail. I am a YLAI alumnus from 2018 from right here in the beautiful Antigua and Barbuda. My company, Trek Tours, is the best hiking company in Antigua and Barbuda. And I have been saying that since 2018 up until now. The YLAI program is one for entrepreneurs throughout the region, as Elijah said. And what it is, it gives you a buy-in into a network of entrepreneurs from all throughout the region, in terms of networking, in terms of funding, in terms of just getting to know people that you wouldn't normally rub shoulders with. Application process does conclude on December the 1st. And this is for the 2023 cohort. All right, so the 2022 candidates have already been selected. They may or may not be attending the program in person, which is a 6-week program. The main part of it, in terms of where you are interacting with a host company, is 4 weeks. To give you the practical lay of the land in terms of what the program is, for those who are successful at being selected as a fellow, you go to a opening ceremony that when they did it in person, it lasted 3 days. You're flown to whatever city hub that they are having the ceremony in. For me, it was Detroit. We spent 3 days there connecting with everyone who was going to be in part of the program. And then the next 4 weeks, you were flown to your individual city hub with a group of 9 or 10 other persons who would be kind of like your YLAI family for the next 4 weeks. And then you get to work in an establishment similar to yours. So if you're in food and beverage, you might be placed at a restaurant or a catering company or some other establishment that is similar to what you do in your home country in the Caribbean or Latin America. Then at the end of that 4 weeks, you're flown back to another city hub where there's sort of a debrief and other meetings and networking sessions all around. It is 6 weeks in total. I think they did do the same 6 week this year for those persons who were taking part in 2021. Our 2 candidates this year were Rafika Atwood of Wallings Nature Reserve and also the proprietor of Guilty Consumptions. I keep forgetting her name. If it's
Ashanti
Alicia.
Lindley.
Right, Ashanti. I know it was A something. So Ashanti and Rafika, those were our people for this year. When you go on to, I take it that someone here is either going to apply or tell someone else about applying, right? And when you go on to, again, I just want to be real practical. When you go on to ylai.state.gov, this is what you will see. I actually know a couple of people in this picture. This is the host website, right? You click the apply now button and another page pops up where your information comes up. I've been on the platform before, hence why you see my email and password. If I go to start a new application, it just takes me to a consent page. I click submit. I don't know if I would be allowed to do this, but let's see how far we get. I know I can't apply because I've passed the age limit. But I just wanted to give you an idea as to please provide a valid email address. I just wanted to give you an idea as to what, please type your email address, do not copy and paste. Okay, sorry, 1 second. What the questions look like, so, because I've encouraged many people to apply, and at the end of the day, a lot of people don't, simply for the fact that they are inundated with the questions from the application. All right. So you will get to this screen once you've, logged in, you've created an account. It will ask you where you're a citizen of. As long as you're from the Caribbean, I don't think it matters. Luckily for me, I'm a citizen and resident in Antigua and Barbuda. And yes. Oh, you know what? Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the application using my login because I've already went through the program. It has me logged in as
try using just an email from me and just going through, or just using a random email. That's fine.
Right. Don't worry. I have multiple emails. How do I log out of this now? Right. So I actually score evaluations for the application process. So that is why I would have been logged in as that. All right. So let's try this again. Start a new application. Hopefully I'm able to get it done this time. Change this to sorry, I should have had this prepared beforehand, but all right, so here we go. This is what the application would look like, and it's different sections, right? You have all this information that you will have to put in terms of how do you define your community, if you live in the city, if you live in the capital, if you live in the outskirts, if you live in the country. And the reason they ask some of these questions is, I think from a socioeconomic standpoint, depending on where you live in a country, if you live in, let's say, the city area in Colombia or Argentina, it's highly likely that, you have more access to funding, you come from a better socioeconomic background than if you live in really the rural areas of Argentina, Venezuela, or Colombia, right? And they ask a lot of other information in terms of your descent, your orientation, and these are questions that you have to answer because they give them context in terms of who you are as an individual. And, because at the end of the day, if you're going in person, you are going to be, there's some parts of the journey where you will be rooming with other persons, and they want to make sure that they put persons who would mesh well together, if you get where I'm coming from. All right, so I'm just going to say, for me, I live in the countryside. I'm not a Latin American. I'm not an indigenous person. I am of Black descent. None of these really apply to me other than to say Black African. All right, great. I identify as a business entrepreneur, and the difference between a business entrepreneur and a social entrepreneur, if you're in a social venture, you might not be in it to make a profit, right? So JCI, Rotary, those sort of institutions, those are social ventures. They're not in it to make a profit. But someone like Miss Lake, no, she's, I take it as a business entrepreneur, she's in this business to make money, right? So you could either be one or the other, or both, or neither, right? If you have a physical disability, again, it doesn't just exclude you from the running. They just need to know in terms of what it would be like to place you, and also for any accommodations for flights and anything of the sort, right? I am a male, that I describe as a male. I identify, right? How did I hear about the program? Let's say the YLAI network. For this, I would have to say no, that I haven't. I wish to join the YLAI network. Yes, and that is just, okay, let's say no for now. the YLAI network, even if you don't get into YLAI, there's the YLAI network that you can sign up and join as an entrepreneur, and they do a lot of free trainings in a lot of different areas throughout the calendar year. All right, so now that I've answered all that demographic information, I'm doing this just to show you how tedious the application is. Yes, I was not born in the United States. I'm not from the United States. Wow. Now you're seeing, well, it doesn't bother me that you know how old I am. I'm 36 in 36 days. So yeah, that's not a problem. And the question's
there's a question, Sean, in the chat.
Sure, go ahead.
Charmaine, regarding age. And funny you mentioned that. That's right. I'm over 35 and I just have a business idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, there was a Q&A call, I think on Tuesday, and I jumped on the call and I asked that question. And the response was, I'm just looking for the person that I sent the WhatsApp message to so I could read it. You have to be no older than 35 by January 1st, 2023. So if you're already 35, you would not be able to apply to the program. And I think the same thing is for, even if you're not 25 as yet, I think because this program, this particular window is for 2023, I think once you are going to be 25 by January 1st, 2023, you should be fine. All right. So I hope that answers the age question. And the reason why they ask that if you speak English, read, write, and speak English is because the program is completely in English. Even though it is for persons in Latin America and the Caribbean, they encourage heavily that everyone speaks English at all times during the program, even though for some persons, English is their second language and not their first, because they always want persons to be able to communicate with one another. How long have you been an entrepreneur? At today's date, it's 7 years. Am I available to travel? So even here, you get to see a sense of when the program will be, January to February 2023. Are you available to travel to the US? And the reason they say unaccompanied is because, and not that they're not concerned if you are married, you have a child or children or anything. The program is for you as the entrepreneur. So it's not one of those programs where you say, yes, I am coming, but I have to bring my husband, I have to bring my child, I have to bring someone who's dependent. I'm not going to say those persons can't go to the city where you will be, but the program is for you and for you alone, and they pay room, board, accommodations, everything, but it is just for you. So that's why they're asking that you can do this unaccompanied, and I don't work for the US government, so saving and continuing. All right. Okay. What? I don't know. Oh, sorry. I answered the age question truthfully. So now I have to go back and lie and make myself 5 years younger. And let's see if that, wow. I don't think this is a failed attempt. There's too much information for me to answer in terms of getting to the meat of the application form.
Don't give up. Don't give up, Sean. Don't give up, Sean.
So keep going.
Keep going. Keep going.
All right.
So this is exactly one of the reasons why we're doing this whole entire providing tips for you, right?
Yes, it takes a while.
Correct. And it's one of the reasons why the tip that you saw on the open flyer for the screen was saying, don't procrastinate. Start applying today. Because for some persons, if you realize that, for example, information that you may have entered does not allow you to be qualified to apply for YLAI, like, for example, your age. So the program itself is designed not to waste your time. So if you do not meet any of the requirements, that the program is looking for, then basically the application kind of stops you at that particular point, right? Outside of that, it's just looking to ensure that how you are the perfect candidate for the opportunity, so that it doesn't waste your time in that regard. So, as Sean mentioned, once you get across the general information, a lot of the information is primarily geared towards them having a proper profile of who you are, so that they can ensure that the program itself, because it's actually catered to you a lot, surprisingly. So they actually pull together teams that would go out and, for example, try to find businesses in the US that match the kind of business that you do. I remember with my team, and they actually went out of their way and they did a fantastic match. I was super surprised that they put in all that effort just to ensure that how I was able to have the best possible experience with the program itself. That was amazing. And as you can see here, Sean goes, you can actually save and continue. So even though you start applying, it doesn't mean that you have to do everything all in one go. You can actually start, stop, and come back again, which is just amazing for the application itself. So Sean, as you see Sean is going through here now, they're just asking you a bit of general information about your business. And of course, wherever you see the asterisk, that means that you need to answer those specific questions. For the ones that you don't see the asterisk, you don't have to put in any information, because you may not have a company website or you may not have a LinkedIn profile, and that's okay. It doesn't make you any more, any less in terms of the evaluation criteria for the program itself, because YLAI is really looking for talent within the Caribbean region and how we can support getting as many entrepreneurs across the benchmark of success. So don't be afraid to put in, speak about your company. It gives you even a word limit just to show you that how you don't have to be rambling on and on and on about it. So you can just put in, just what do you call it? Stuff information, Sean. It doesn't have to be anything too standard, because what you want to do is to get to some of the meat and the matter of questions that most people struggle with. So as Sean mentioned in his flyer, he spoke about being able to speak about your business at any time and anywhere. It's one of the reasons why we're doing Startup Huddle Antigua Barbuda, so that we can help more and more entrepreneurs be more comfortable talking about their businesses, whether the opportunity comes up for them to pitch in front of an investor, or if they're trying to promote themselves in front of a client or potential customers. They need to be able to be comfortable doing so. So entrepreneurs like Kessa are able to, speak on the fly and be able to promote and sell her business in that regard and get feedback as well.
Right. And if you've been running a business for 3 or 4 years and never had to put pen to paper in terms of what your business means, it's a perfect opportunity for that, because you see here they ask, what are your core beliefs? Like, if you never had to think about what does my business really, what are the core beliefs or values of my business? Do I want to make pure, organic, non-GMO tea? That, sustains healthy living, things of that nature, like you get an opportunity to write it here, and then describe, your business life to date. How has it grown? Right. So you could start out by saying, hey, I started out by selling 1 tea a day. And I'm using Miss Lake's example because, it's the most recent one. You could start by saying I started by selling 1 bottle a day, then I moved to 2. Now I'm at dozens of bottles a day. I have, orders, requests coming in from supermarkets, et cetera, et cetera. What is your business concept? What's the concept behind your business? Do you just want to do teas? Do you want to branch out into something else? Does your business have a social impact in the sense that, do you give back to the community? Do you host tea parties for the elderly, for the disenfranchised? Do you have fundraising? Do you sell specialty teas at special times of the year, and part of the proceeds go towards breast cancer awareness, prostate cancer awareness, domestic violence, any of those things? If it's not something that you've ever done, it's something that you can think about and, to keep it moving from there. Because at the end of the day, it kind of gives you a notch over your competition, right? Describe the products and services. What need, right, does your product or service provide? For our hiking company, our customers love to hike. So, so they find us when they go on vacation and want to hike, right? And describe your business finances. And you see the leading questions that they ask you. Does your monthly revenue cover your monthly costs? If not, where does your funding come from? And the reason that they're asking this question is because, not to get into your business, but at the end of the day, these are things that you should know about your business. If you're running a business and it's not making a profit, then why are you keeping to do it? Why are you sustaining your business with money from your day job as opposed to just letting the business die and you keep working on your day job, right? If your business has a social component to it and you really want to save humanity one cup of tea at a time, then by all means, go all out and explain that to them. So at the end of the day, they get a sense that, yes, this business is not returning a profit, but it's doing more of a social good for the people that I serve than, putting money in my hands. All right. And then here you have 6 or 7 or 8 things that you might find challenging. So what's the most challenging thing for your business? People always say finance. What's the second thing? Marketing and sales. What's the third thing? Operations. I need help. What's the fourth thing? I don't have a strategy. What's the fifth thing? I'm good at some things, but I need to be better at other things. I need, to find talent, right? What's the sixth thing? I don't know the labor laws. I don't know what laws I need to comply with. Then I don't know how to scale. And then the last and not least, what haven't I selected so far? Social impact. I don't know how to get that done. Right. And the reason that they ask you these questions is because it comes back later in terms of how are you going to address your top 3 needs? How are you going to address your finances or lack thereof, or needing to get more finances? And same as for marketing and sales and for operations. How are you going to address those top 3 needs? Right. And once you continue, I think this is the meat of the matter. In terms of what Elijah was saying. And you see the word count here. So whereas before there was no word count, there's a word count here now. So you're asking for 100 to 200 words. So there's no way I could put 1 word answers, but for the person who puts 200 words and they want to keep it short and simple so that you're not writing an essay, because someone like myself has to read it and read 10 of them in a short window of time, and they want you to be able to sell your best self in the shortest way possible. So this is about your professional career. So if you are a professional architect, accountant, whatever the case is, and that really has provided some insight into your business, then by all means make that connection. And they have asked you, what has brought you to this point and what motivates you? What gets you out of bed in the morning as an entrepreneur? What gets you, in the kitchen making the teas, or what gets you out on the road selling? What gets you to sit down and come up with new products and services that you want to bring to your customers, right? And as you see here, referring to the business challenge, you ranked number 1. Tell us more about why you ranked that challenge first. How is your business struggling with that challenge? What have you done so far to address that challenge? We said it was finances. So how are we struggling with finances? We don't have enough money to buy raw materials in order to make products. What have you done so far to address that challenge? You have offered maybe a 10% or 20% stake in your business to family and friends in order to raise capital. Maybe you've taken out a small business loan. Maybe you sold your car in order to get money to pump into the business. Maybe you sold off your video game collection or your handbag collection. Whatever the reality is, they want to know what the reality is. How have you managed to stay in business so far by tackling this number 1 challenge? And secondly, as an entrepreneur and a leader, how has your work been affected by the pandemic? This is a new question, of course. This question was not there in 2018 because there was no pandemic. How did you deal, or are you dealing with the challenges you face? What have you learned in the process? No one can really answer this question for you. This is a self-directed answer. But it's safe to say that everyone here has been affected by the pandemic one way or the other. If it is that you started your business in December 2019 and you thought you were going to have the best year ever in 2020, and it really was not the case, or maybe you started a business because of the pandemic. I know there are a couple of businesses that have been started because of the pandemic. I think I don't remember the name, but I know Chanel Imhoff is running a supermarket shopping business. What is it called? Packed. Okay. I was close. Shopped, packed, one word. I was close.
Yeah, there's another one called shop for you as well.
Okay.
So there are quite a few others that popped up as a result of the pandemic.
Right, so a lot of these
you're close.
Yeah, a lot of these business now can just segue into a program like this, because it might be that these persons, I don't know, lost their jobs because of the pandemic, and they had to shift to being an entrepreneur in order to survive. Right, so if that is the reality, that is what you plug right in here. And then the other question is, how will your application, your participation in the YLAI Fellowship help contribute to your community? What skills or knowledge do you hope to bring back to your work at home? Again, you could plug this into one of your other challenges. If you're having challenges in terms of connecting with suppliers or learning how to scale your business, which you can take a masterclass in that for a year and still not master it, because, business is so dynamic. Whatever challenges you have that you think that you can overcome by taking part in this and bringing back information to the community, this is the time for you to plug that in there in 100 to 200 words. And should you be selected for the YLAI Fellowship, what would you hope to accomplish or learn while working with a U.S. business or organization? So it's not just for you to go and have 4 weeks in Kansas or Arkansas or Detroit or Kentucky or Missouri or any of these other states, Arizona. It's for you to, what do you really hope to accomplish during that 4-week time period? What do you want to see in terms of business operations? Who do you want to connect with? What skills do you want to learn? What concepts do you want to, things of that nature, like real life, not the fluffy stuff. Like, what do you actually want to get out of taking part in this program, right? And lastly, they give you 100 to 200 words to just freestyle, right? And so you could write anything in terms of anything that you think would make it to add to your application, all right? And I don't want to say this is where you tell a sub story or anything, but this is where you tell a story. If your entrepreneurial journey has been one of beating the odds, overcoming turmoil, rising above adversity, this is the time for you to tell the story. Not from a point of view of be sorry for me, but hey, these were my challenges. This is how I overcame them. So I know for sure that if you give me this opportunity, just let me get my foot in the door and I'm going to break the whole thing off the hinges. I just need this one shot, right? That's the kind of energy I would bring to it. And I hope others would do likewise. So as you see, if we look at the maximum here, 200, 250, 450, 650, 850, 1,050. 1,050 words on the high side is what is preventing you or is the gap between you or someone that you know and this amazing opportunity. 1,050 words. I'm pretty sure the average person on a daily basis between WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, social media, anything, types at least 1,050 words, right? So the words, you already do it. You just need to put it in a different frame, in a different context in order to sell your best self as an entrepreneur, in order to be recruited. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a while. And I'm going to show you something that I shouldn't show you. And if you said you saw it, I'm going to say that it was not me who showed you, right? I'm just going to, yeah, Elijah knows where this is going, all right? Give me 1 minute of your time. I don't know how many people you have on the call, Elijah, but I'm talking like I'm talking to a group of 1,000. All right. All right.
Because you are.
Okay.
One of the things that we do with the Startup Huddle is that we always share the opportunity and the information shared here with the wider community, because not everybody is able to be present at the same time.
Great.
But we've seen some people join the call and leave the call and come back and leave. So yeah.
Okay. And the session is being recorded. What I'm showing you here is the live dashboard of the amount of people that have so far applied to YLAI. If you look at this, you see 3 applications are in progress for Antigua. Uno, dos, tres. That's as far as I can probably count in Spanish. None have been submitted. So these 3 people are in limbo right now. They have not submitted any applications. The deadline is December 1st. You literally have 1 week from today to get your application in. So if there's somebody that you know, who you know has an amazing business opportunity, an amazing venture between the age of 25 and 35, they've been running their business, I think, for at least 2 years, right? You could be the first person to actually submit your application, right? And if you look at the other countries here, not to show you what they're doing, but I really want to get it out there that, hey, some people need to apply. Because here what? If these 3 people decide they're not submitting the application, then this area here stays blank. And if you are the one person that submits the application, you could be the one person selected. Because at the end of the day, you see, they watch this number here. There's 423 applications submitted and 1,700 in application. So it's almost 4 times the amount in limbo that have been submitted. And
you're only selecting, you're only reminding how many people are only
250.
That's right.
Right? And it's a case where they have to have a representative from each island, right? Or each territory, at least one, right? And if you are the only person from Antigua and Barbuda that applies, you might be you're going to be selected. Odds are in your favor. Right? As long as your application it passes the test in terms of you've completed all the information, I think your default might be you might just get in, even if your application is horrible. And I know no one here will submit a horrible application, right? So, and you could see, look at this country, Brazil, 172, 42. In the Caribbean, even if you know someone from the Bahamas, Barbados is on the same page with us. Nobody has submitted, right? I'm just looking, Dominica, nobody has submitted. Only 5 people have started. Look at the other territories, right? Grenada, 3 people are already in from Grenada. When I went to YLAI in 2018, there was 1 person there from Grenada, right? So if this number doubles or triples, you might find that there might be 2 people or they might just retain the 1. Right? And you see how many people have applied from the other territories. If you look at Jamaica, they already have 4 people submitted, 24 who haven't. Right? St. Kitts, 6 in limbo, none submitted. So you can see the numbers for the Caribbean outside of the Spanish-speaking territories, or Latin America, as you call it, mainland South America, are really, really horrible. Right? None of them have hit double figures as yet. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why. Right? I guess we can count the Dominican Republic because it is an island. I think everywhere else that is not a Caribbean country, Guyana has already 3 applications in the bag. So it really is a testament that, as Caribbean people, we tend to wait and we tend to, I don't know what else to say.
It's a question, Sean, because I notice I don't see countries like St. Vincent. Is it that they have not submitted any applicants yet? Or is it that, because I know they had the volcano issue, so I don't know if...
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Okay, all right. No problem.
That is a good question, but I honestly don't know. right? And the only reason I have access to this information, folks, is because after YLAI, they saw it necessary to. No, I want to stop sharing. I'll pause sharing. Okay. They saw it necessary to have a board so that all the entrepreneurs, that a subsection of persons who took part, can actually, help drive the program forward. So things like referrals and, sessions like this, really help to spread the message. If you need any more convincing as to why you should apply for this, I can give you 1,600 reasons, if you read between the lines, 1,600 Uncle Sam reasons as to why you should apply, because that is what my stipend was going to the city hub. And you get this, you get these reasons loaded onto a plastic card, and no one asks you what you do with it at the end of the day. And I confirmed with the persons who took part in 2021 this year that even though you do it virtually, you still get those 1,600 in the ballpark reasons to take part. And it is, yes, you might have to fill out some paperwork in terms of I think they might give you some assignments or whatnot to do to make sure you're on track with what you are supposed to be doing as part of the program. I mean, yes, there are checks and balances, but at the end of the day, that fund goes directly to you that you can go put directly into your business, right? And at the end of the day, it's an amazing opportunity. The deadline is December 1st. And I don't, if I haven't sold it as well as yet, I don't know how else to sell it. All right.
Well, thank you so much, Sean. You did a fantastic job, including the 1,600 reasons.
I tell it like it is. And we appreciate you for that. YLAI is a great opportunity. I can tell you in my year 2017, and as Sean as well alluded to, the program itself provides a wealth of opportunity for entrepreneurs to learn, connect with other entrepreneurs and social innovators across the Caribbean region and also in the United States of America. One of the reasons why we see the 2023 program, in light of everything that's been happening with the pandemic, is about trying to ensure that we can have, because last year was virtual, where the entrepreneurs were not able to travel because of the circumstances. But 2023, especially with what's happening with the vaccination rollouts and, of course, the opening back up of the societies across the world, more than likely the entrepreneurs that are going to be shortlisted for this opportunity will have a chance to exchange face-to-face with the U.S. counterparts in America. And again, like I said, the program itself works for you as the entrepreneur because it is kind of personalized and geared towards helping your business to be successful. So they will find businesses that are working within your space, within the United States of America, and it will actually match you up. From my experience, as Sean mentioned, not only do you get spending stipend to enjoy and spend as you are, you get an apartment where you basically are rooming with a bunch of other persons in the same property accommodation, but you have your own completely dedicated room for yourself. You get a chance to you actually get a cell phone as well in the US, so you can communicate with everyone and stay connected with everything. You get a chance to experience what life is like in the US. By even being matched with an actual family in the US. So you actually get a chance to meet with them, sit and eat with them. They take you and show you what life is like for them in America. And of course, you have the free meals. Yes, Sean, most definitely. That comes along with it. And we actually had the opportunity to jump and hop across from multiple US territories. So while in the US, I got a chance to meet with the governor and a lot of their teams in some of the different states. And we learned about why you see America does a lot of the different things in terms of business, why Amazon chooses one state over another, how they're successful based on strategic planning. And it is, like I said to you, the network itself and the opportunities that are provided by the U.S. Embassy, Bridgetown, and the State Department through programs like YLAI are phenomenal.
And again, I know Charmaine asked a question about just even though you're 35 years old and the YLAI program may not be available for you, the U.S. Bridgetown website has a wealth of other opportunities that can help you in terms of your reach. So, for example, if you go to U.S. Embassy Bridgetown here, where am I? U.S. Embassy Bridgetown, and you go to the Education and Cultural Affairs section, you'll find a wealth of other opportunities along with the YLAI program. So the opportunity, we're going to just about wrap up in just now. So you'll see here the Young Leaders of America initiative here, and all of these are great local programs that are provided. So it may not be YLAI for you. It could be the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, AWE. There's professional exchanges. You actually have an opportunity to apply for grants. There's scholarships that are available. And all of these are available to us right here in AnTEAguan and Barbuda, just like the YLAI program. And some of them do not have the age restrictions like YLAI. So please feel free to go check it out. These programs and opportunities are available for us right here in the region. YLAI is going on right now. And yes, Sean, they're absolutely free. Free. Can't get a better cause than that. And so the YLAI is going on now. Please help us to share the message with as many entrepreneurs. If you have an entrepreneur friend who's in business, tell them to tell for their friend and tell somebody else and tell everybody else, so that we can have as many entrepreneurs applying for the YLAI program here in Antigua and Barbuda, so we can make sure that how we are represented within that exclusive group of 250 selected persons. All right. I want to encourage each and every one of you to, of course, check out the Startup Huddle website. We have recordings of each and every one of our Startup Huddles, so you can go back through. We have information on here about the YLAI program as well. You can always go through and review any of the recordings that we have for Startup Huddle programs that we've run. Feel free to support us and follow us on social media. We highlight opportunities such as YLAI and any others when they come available. And of course, we promote our entrepreneurs, and so that we can help them. Just see Sean's comments like the lotto. You have to be in it to win it. Absolutely. And of course, we want to say a big shout out to our partners within the space for the Startup Huddle, which includes persons such as the U.S. Embassy Bridgetown, the GARD Center, Gilbert's Agriculture and Rural Development Center, that has been molding a lot of young lives across the region, across Antigua and Barbuda. And also they have also interactive programs across the region as well. The Local Apps Circle, the U.S. Gen Global International. And so once again, I just want to highlight to each and every one of you, please apply for YLAI if you're eligible. And even if you're not eligible, please tell a friend or tell an entrepreneur in Antigua and Barbuda so they can apply as well. All right. Are there any questions from the audience? Anything that we may have missed? I didn't see any other questions in the chat. Is there anything that anybody has any questions about? They're not clear on? It's a free program. YLAI, get a chance to travel to the US. You get spending money. You get accommodation, free meals. You get a chance to learn and network with other entrepreneurs across the region and also in the US. And you get great exposure to help your business to grow. Tell me what's not the win-win inside that situation. If you want to apply, please feel free to go to ylai.state.gov. The application link is right here, and apply. Again, remember, don't procrastinate. The deadline is December the 1st. And so we want to get as many persons in on this. We want to say a big shout out, of course, again. Thank you very much to our YLAI alumnus, 2018, Sean Mail from Trek Tours. Really, really appreciate you sharing your hands-on experience with us. Thank you very much. We want to make a big shout out to Kessa Lake of the tea shop Shrubbery. Thank you so much, Kessa, for sharing your startup with us. And we look forward to supporting you. I have a couple of flavors I think I want to sample this weekend for sure. So look out for that. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming out and supporting the Startup Huddle and the entrepreneurs as we look to highlight and provide an opportunity to help our entrepreneurs turn their ideas into successful businesses. With that, I want to wish everyone a great evening. And thank you once again for supporting the huddle. And our next huddle will be coming up in December. The Yuletide season is coming in. So hopefully we'll have some startups that are going to be within that space, promoting their promotions for the holiday season. And feel free to reach out if you are interested in promoting at a Startup Huddle. Send us an email at AnTEAguan and Barbuda at startuphuddle.app. and we will definitely be reaching back out to you. You can feel free to reach me at 268-775-5757, or check out our Facebook page or Instagram profile, social media channels, and you'll be able to connect with us at the Startup Huddle. Thank you once again. And if you're thinking about starting a business, or you have one and you want to promote it to Antigua and Barbuda and the rest of the world, be a part of the Startup Huddle. Let's come together to help build stronger local communities by helping each entrepreneur one at a time. Thank you once again, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you.